1 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. Addressing the nation over radio and television, the Prime Minister has announced to constitute a high-part commission to probe the wealth stolen from Pakistan. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance will address a post-budget news conference today to explain the main features of the budgetary proposals for the next fiscal year. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred one more youth in Sopore town of Baramulla district today. In the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019, Pakistan will take on Australia at Taunton today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced to constitute a high-part commission to probe the wealth stolen from Pakistan. In a nationwide address, he said the commission will include representatives of FIA, Intelligence Bureau, ISI, Federal Board of Revenue, and Securities Exchange Commission of Pakistan. He said his government is determined to follow the principles laid down by the Riyasat-e-Madina. Imran Khan said the nation will witness how Pakistan is changing under the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government. The Prime Minister reiterated that he would not give NRO to the corrupt and plunderers, as in the past two NROs had already caused huge damage to the country. He said the National Accountability Bureau and the judiciary are independent and no one can pressurize these institutions. The Prime Minister also vowed to carry forward the process of accountability without being subdued to any pressure or blackmailing from his political adversaries. About the fiscal budget, he maintained that his government had tried to support the weaker segments of the society. The Prime Minister added that the government had saved 50 billion rupees by slashing its expenditure, while the cabinet members had decided to cut 10% in their salaries. He also lauded the Pakistan Army for the decision against pay raise in the salaries of its senior officers. Imran Khan said he would work closely with the Federal Board of Revenue chairman to collect taxes by removing the bottlenecks and ensuring smooth processes. The Prime Minister also appealed to the nation to pay taxes and avail tax amnesty scheme. In a tweet today, the Prime Minister Imran Khan said it is time for the nation to stop glorifying money launderers who have damaged our nation and impoverished our people and are now seeking refuge behind democracy. He said no protocol should be extended to these people and they should rather be treated as criminals. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, will address a post-budget news conference in Islamabad this afternoon. In his briefing, he will further explain the main features of the budgetary proposals for the next fiscal year. Yesterday, the federal budget 2019-2020 with a total outlay of 7,022 billion rupees was presented in the National Assembly. The budget document envisages relief for the poor and measures for economic stabilization and fiscal discipline. The new federal budget envisages total development outlay of 1,863 billion rupees for the next fiscal year. The Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, says the government has presented a highly balanced budget to strengthen the economy and open new doors of development. In a tweet today, she said the proposed tax collection policy will prove to be effective. Plans for bringing improvement in the health and education are appreciable. The Special Assistant described cut in the salaries of ministers as an historic decision. Referring to Prime Minister Imran Khan's address to the nation last night, Firdaus Ashikawan said pain and care of the public were the basic components of the Prime Minister's speech. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has said human resource development is important for poverty alleviation and development of the country. He was addressing a ceremony in connection with the launch of National Academy of Higher Education in Islamabad today. The President emphasized the need for quality education by the way of capacity building of teachers and bringing improvement in the educational institutions.
I'm a strong believer that Pakistan's future hinges on the quality and competencies of its human resource. It is the resolve of this government to build knowledge economy as the greatest resource of this country.
The Karakoram highway between Gilgit and Rawalpindi has been suspended for all types of vehicles. The road was closed due to landslide between Goner's farm to Tattapani in Damir. Efforts by the Frontier Works organization are underway to restore traffic. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred one more youth in Sopore town of Baramulla district today. And finally, cricket. In the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019, Pakistan will take on Australia at Taunton today. The match will start at 1430 hours according to Pakistan Standard Time. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.